What happens after the death of Pope Francis? Behind the scenes of the papal succession, silence in the Vatican. St. Peter's Square awakes shrouded in low clouds as if the sky itself is in mourning. The world wakes up to news that changes the course of the Catholic Church. Pope Francis has left us. In his 80s, his tired heart rests, ending an era marked by compassion, bold reforms, and a pastoral language that touched the simplest of the faithful. But what happens now? What moves in the shadows of the Vatican when the throne of Peter is empty? With his passing, a time-honored tradition known as Sede Vacante begins. It's not just a symbolic expression, it's a real period, filled with ancient protocols and solemn silences. The windows of Casa Santa Marta close, bells ring throughout Rome. Inside the Vatican, a figure almost unknown to the public temporarily takes control, the camerlengo. He is responsible for officially verifying the Pope's death, breaking the ring of the fisherman, the symbol of papal power, and locking the Pope's private rooms. At this moment, the Church enters a period of mourning and transition. The spiritual world watches in prayer, while the political and theological gears of the Vatican quietly begin to turn. For the next 9 days, funeral ceremonies will be held in honor of the one who steered the bark of Peter for over a decade. Masses, prayers, and solemn gestures fill every corner of the basilica. But behind the scenes, something bigger is about to begin. In the Sistine Chapel, where the Church's most secret decisions have been made for centuries, one of the most mysterious rituals of the modern world is getting ready, the conclave. The word itself carries weight. Conclave with key, because there, behind locked doors, no cardinal can leave or talk to the outside world. They are about to choose a new spiritual leader for more than 1 billion people. But this choice isn't just an election. It's a spiritual process full of symbolism, internal debates, and deep reflection. And until a name comes out with full acceptance, the smoke that comes from the little chimney of the Sistine Chapel will be black. A silent signal to the world, not today. Who will be the next one? Where will he come from? Will he have the same charisma as Francis, or will he bring a new revolution? The world waits. As the faithful gather in squares, churches, and homes around the world to offer tributes and prayers to the Pope who touched so many hearts, within the walls of the Vatican, an atmosphere of solemnity and expectation ignites. There's no campaigning, no public speeches. There are only looks, memories, and silent decisions. 46 men, all under 80, representing the 5 continents, with stories, cultures, and perspectives as diverse as the people they represent, are now the only ones who can decide. They are the cardinal electors. They are called to a singular mission, to discern, in prayer and reflection, who among them will be the next successor of Peter. The choice must fall on someone who can carry the weight of a millennial heritage on their shoulders, and at the same time, the modern challenges that are imposed, scandals, geopolitical tensions, the rise of secularism, the call for inclusion, all this while the hearts of the people cry out for a shepherd who understands their most human pains. Inside the Sistine Chapel, surrounded by frescoes depicting the Last Judgment, each cardinal writes the name of their chosen one on a piece of paper. One by one they walk to the altar and cast their votes. Finally, all the papers are collected, counted, and burned. If the required number, 2/3 of the votes, isn't reached, the smoke rises black, like a whisper saying, "Not yet." But when the smoke is finally white, the world will know we have a new Pope. And this moment is magical. A deep silence falls over St. Peter's Square until a voice echoes from the balcony of the basilica. We have a Pope. We have a Pope. A new name, a new face, a new hope. The chosen one appears before the crowd, blessing, often with teary eyes, the faithful who awaited him with such faith. But who is this man? What does he carry in his heart? What visions does he have for a church that today walks between a glorious past and an uncertain future? Some say this conclave could surprise us, that an unlikely name could emerge, coming from places where faith grows silently, far from the spotlight of Europe. Maybe from Asia, maybe from Africa. A sign that the church wants to open itself even more, embrace even more faces, more cultures, more stories. And if you've made it this far, maybe you're feeling this same mix of excitement and curiosity. So tell me, who do you think will be the next pope? If you could choose, what qualities should he have? Write it down in the comments. But don't rush. Breathe. Feel what this story stirred in you, and share. Your opinion matters a lot in this space. Let's chat. And look, if this kind of content makes you think, brings you closer to your faith, or gives you that good kind of curiosity mixed with reverence, then do this. Subscribe to this channel. But not just for me, do it for yourself. Because here, we go beyond the news. We dive deep, and you are an essential part of that. And then, when the white smoke finally dances above the Vatican rooftops and the world holds its breath, the new leader of the Catholic Church is revealed. An ordinary man with an extraordinary mission. His birth name is left behind. Now he chooses a new name, a symbolic gesture that marks his total surrender to the divine calling and signals to the world the direction he wishes to give to his leadership. This isn't just an announcement, it's a turning point. The crowd, gathered in St. Peter's Square, cheers. Thousands of eyes filled with tears. Phones ring, people kneel, some pray, some just watch silently. It's one of those moments etched in history, and even those who aren't Catholic watch respectfully, witnessing the power and mystery of an institution that has spanned centuries. But it is also from this moment that the new Pope begins to walk, not only with his own steps, but carrying the steps of millions. He will be the link between the Church and the world. His gaze will be observed under a magnifying glass. His words will weigh like echoes in the souls of the faithful. Every gesture, a message, every silence, an interpretation, and before him, a mission that goes far beyond decrees and celebrations. He must be a bridge, he must be a shepherd, he must be a refuge. It's not just about continuing what's been done. Every pope is unique, and each choice carries a sign of the times. While some hope for a leader with a prophetic voice and firmness, others wait for tenderness, welcome, and a listening ear. But the essential lies beyond human expectation. It's in the sacred breath that moves this unique decision. Because in the end, this choice is not just of men. It is above all, God's. And maybe watching all of this, you felt something special. A feeling of being connected to something bigger, to a story that began more than 2,000 years ago with a humble fisherman named Peter. Since then, faith has crossed deserts, seas, empires, persecutions, revolutions, pandemics, technological eras, and it's still alive. Alive in me, alive in you. That's why I invite you, from the bottom of my heart, to be a part of this community that grows every day. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel here. Not just to keep up with the next videos, but because here, every video is made with soul, with truth, with reverence. And you are a part of this. So tell me, what did you learn today? How did this story touch your spiritual journey? Have you ever experienced a powerful moment connected to a pope, an act of the church, or a transformation of faith? Write it in the comments. I read each one with care and respect. Let's make this space a place of sharing, of welcome, and of light. Because in the end, more than names or ceremonies, what truly matters is how each of us lives this faith, how it changes us, and how, together, even with all our differences, we walk in the same direction, searching for hope, for truth, and for peace. See you in the next video. God bless you.